Right, so today we're going to be looking at loci and construction. And what we're going to be looking at here is what you'll need with you. You'll need some things in order to do this. What you'll need with you is a compass, a pencil, and a ruler. And this is the same as what we did yesterday, but for some reason it didn't save. So we're back here again. Right, let me make myself bigger so you can see me. So we're first going to start off with, there's four main constructions. So we're going to first do what we're going to call a perpendicular bisector. I'm just going to start this time. Right, so what we're going to call a perpendicular bisector. What that means is we're going to take a line, I'm going to take our ruler, and I'm just going to draw any line. And that line has started here, it's ended here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my compass to perpendicularly bisect that, so to split it exactly in half and at right angles. So you take your compass, you open it up to just over halfway, I'd say. You can approximate it. You put the tip of the compass on the end. So that's going on one end. It doesn't matter which end to start with. So you put it on one end and you're going to draw an arc. So you get an arc. You then take your compass and you stick it on the other end, right on the tip, and you draw another arc. And what you should notice is your two arcs have intersected. Oops, sorry. I visualized this something funny. And at the points that they intersect, you get your ruler and you join it up. And you have drawn your perpendicular bisector. The second construction is perpendicular from a line to a point. So I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to take a line, any line at all, and I'm going to pick a random point. So my random point is over here. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to place the compass on the dot. So on the point that it wants you to draw the perpendicular bisector from. And what you're going to do is make sure you place it in the middle of that dot, and it doesn't matter the size as long as it stays the same, and you're going to draw an arc. And if you see, this arc has crossed the line in two places. So now you take your compass, you put it on one dot, so where the line has crossed the arc, and you draw another arc. You put it on the other point and you draw an arc. And don't ever rub out all these lines, because that's what you get your marks for. And you go from your point through the middle of the arc and you have drawn that perpendicular bisector from the point through the line. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bisect an angle. So let's just draw an angle. So let's say we've drawn a random shape here, and we've got this angle here. And what we want to do is split this angle exactly in half, just using our compass. So we're not measuring anything, we're using our compass to do this. So we take the compass, we put the end on there, on the tip of the angle, and we draw an arc. So you've got an arc, and you can see that that arc crosses at these two places. Now, without changing my compass, I put it on that cross and I draw another arc. And then I take my compass and put it on the other cross and I draw an arc, and they should meet. And then I go from the tip through the points where they meet, and what I've done there is I've bisected the angles. All right, now let's have a look at a few exam questions. So your exam questions might look like this. So here we've got, in the space below, use a ruler and compass, and it says construct an equilateral triangle, and it's told me the length is 6 centimeters, right? So hopefully you can see that. So what I'm going to take is, it's drawn one side for me already. So I'm going to take my ruler going to use my compass, and I'm making my compass 6 centimeters long. So I've measured that 6 centimeters. So now from the tip to the pencil is 6 centimeters. I'm going to put that on one end of that line that's already drawn for me, and I'm going to draw an arc. I don't know whether you can see that clearly. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it at the other end, and I'm going to draw another arc. And you'll see that those two arcs have met. And what you then need to do is go from one end, join up where they've met, and join up the other side. And you have your equilateral triangle. If you were to measure all the sides, they're exactly 60. If you measure the sides, they're exactly 6 centimeters. If you measure the angles, they should be exactly 60. Right. So we've already done a perpendicular bisector, but we could do another one here. This is how it would come in an exam. It's a nice 2 marker. We're going to take our compass, do it just over halfway. And we're going to put one end on the one end of it, and we're going to draw ourselves an arc. And we're going to take our compass again, put it on the other end, and draw an arc. And then we've got 2 arcs which meet, and we take our ruler and we join them up. Okay. Let's see if there's one that's another perpendicular bisector one. Okay, so here we've got to draw, it's telling us we can use our ruler and our compass to construct this triangle accurately. Okay, so we're going to pick one side which you're going to measure. So we're going to use this 6.3, which using my ruler, I'm going to measure. So I'm going to measure from the beginning, and I'm going to go to 6.123. So that's 6.3. Then for the other sides, in order to figure out where they meet and to get it exact, because if you just try to draw it, you wouldn't be able to do it. You need to use your compass, and I'm going to measure out 5.7 with my ruler for my compass. I'm going to put it at one end, at this end here, because I'm trying to make this side, and I'm just going to draw an arc. So that arc is all the bits that are 5.7 centimeters away from that point. Then I'm going to take my compass and I'm going to measure 4.2. And that's going to go at this end. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw an arc. And while I'm drawing, I'm going to make sure that they meet. So I don't stop until they meet. And then I take my ruler and I join it up to the middle of where they've met. And I have accurately drawn my triangle. And these lines here, these are your construction lines. Do not rub them out. That's what gets you the mark. Okay, it says use your ruler and compass to construct an angle at 30 degrees. So how would you construct a 30 degrees angle? So we know how to make a 60 degrees because we can make an equilateral triangle. And if we were to split the 60 degrees in half by bisecting it, we'd get 30 degrees. So to get an equilateral triangle, we first want to make sure the length of our compass is the same length here. So we're going to say, what would we do for an equilateral triangle? We'd have all the sides the same. So I'm going to put that on one side, put it on the other side, join it up. And when I draw this line, I now know that I've made a 60-degree angle because that's what it would be if it was equilateral. And now I want to split it in half. So I'm going to bisect this angle. I put my compass on the P, and remember I cut the line in 2 places. And once I've done that, I put it again, I cut it once, and I cut it twice. Join it up. So these are all your construction lines, and then just make it really clear. So you're saying that's 30 degrees. And if you really wanted to make sure in your time in an exam, there's no more questions, okay, you could check it. But that was a very, very quick introduction, I guess, and get you used to loci and constructions. Just make sure you have your compass, your ruler, make sure your pencil is sharp, and press down hard enough, because remember your exam papers are scanned. So you want to make sure that all those construction lines are seen when you do your exams. Right, we'll hopefully see you a bit later for some science. No, I don't want to do that.